Now that the rear tripod mast legs are installed, I can continue with installing the details on this section of the superstructure. The focus for today's video is going to be closing up these platforms at the rear by the tripod mast legs and installation of voice pipes. On the platform level with the torpedo control position, on these outboard sections, I need to close that up with splinter shield. It'll be a solid piece of plastic, 3.2 millimeters high, that will be cut to length and installed. And for the inner section between the legs, I'll use 3-rung hand railing. On the upper air defense platform, I will install a section of 2-rung railing between the tripod mast legs to match the height of the splinter shield on that level. But the main body of work in this video is going to be the installation of voice pipes on the exterior of the forward air defense platform that run all the way to the rear tripod mast legs. Since the sections of splinter shield will require some time to dry once they've been glued in place, I'm going to install them first. I'm using 3.2 by 0.5 millimeter styrene stock, and I'm cutting it using the chopper because I want to have a consistent angle, especially on the section that goes up next to the tripod mast legs. If they are off at slightly different angles, so close to each other, with the tripod leg mast at its angle behind them, it'll look very odd. So I do want to be quite careful about this, and the chopper is going to ensure that I get all the angles the same. After a bit of trial and error, I get an angle that I'm happy with, and then I use the chopper to cut out 2 sections of splinter shield that I then glue in place using Revell Contactor Professional, and then properly bond down using extra thin plastic cement. Once the glue has dried a bit and it is firmly holding the splinter shield in place, I apply extra thin plastic putty to the surface to fill the joint lines. While all of that is drying, I work on the installation of the voice pipes. As I did in a few videos ago, I'm using 0.2 millimeter lead wire as voice tubes. Lead wire, although very delicate, is very malleable, which makes it very easy to work with in a situation like this, provided that I don't accidentally snap the wire. It being very malleable also makes it a little bit difficult to thread, but that's not such an issue. All I need to do is get it through one opening, and then there's a pretty clear opening to the aft of this structure. Since there are 4 openings on each side of the forward air defense platform, that means I need to install lead wire for 4 voice pipes on each side. Now that all the lead wire is in place, I can begin attaching it to the forward air defense platform. When it comes to installing the lead wire, I think the order in which it is done is quite important. If you look at photos of this area of the ship, you can see that the voice pipes come out of the side of the forward air defense platform, one on top of the other, in a forward position and an aft position. The voice pipes are then bundled together as they go aft and then route down underneath the platform for the torpedo control position. This makes the order in which they are installed important. The aft voice pipes need to be installed before the forward voice pipes, and the lower voice pipe needs to be installed before the upper voice pipe. Otherwise, when they're bundled together, the cables are going to be in the wrong position. This means that the voice pipe that I need to install first is the aft lower voice pipe, and that wire needs to be whichever wire is closest to the side of the superstructure. After selecting the appropriate wire, I apply a small drop of extra thick superglue to the end of the wire and touch it in place on the side of the forward air defense platform. Once tacked in place, I then reinforce the bond using extra thin superglue that I apply with a wire. After the end of the voice pipe is secured in place with extra thin superglue, I then very carefully and gently route the wire to the corner underneath the platform that sticks out of the side of the forward air defense platform. In that corner, I once again apply a small drop of extra thin superglue to tack it in place. During this process, I carefully take out the slack on the lead wire, being careful not to tangle it with other lead wires. The lead wire that runs under the torpedo control position will be glued in place and cut to length once all of the voice pipes have been installed. After completing this process for the aft lower voice pipe, I then repeat it for the aft upper voice pipe, and then again for the forward lower voice pipe, and then a last time on this side of the ship for the forward upper voice pipe. Now that all the voice pipes on the port side of the ship are routed, I can ensure that they are properly glued in place. To do this, I apply extra thin superglue along the length of the voice pipe. Once all the voice pipes are routed in their correct position, I snap off the ends and glue down the length of voice pipe underneath the torpedo control position using extra thin superglue. A little bit more tweaking is required to make sure that they are cut to the appropriate length, but that is easily achieved with a hobby knife. The entire process now has to be repeated on the starboard side of the ship. So I once again thread through 4 sections of lead wire. I then select the appropriate wire for the lower aft voice pipe and install it. Then the aft upper voice pipe, then the forward lower voice pipe, and then the forward upper voice pipe. After all the voice pipes are routed and tacked in position, I then reinforce the length of the voice pipe with extra thin super glue, following which I ensure that they are properly routed underneath the torpedo control position, at which point I then glue the voice pipes to the underside of the torpedo control position. I then cut the voice pipes to length at the rear legs of the tripod mast. All of the work with the lead wire took enough time for the glue to dry on the sections of splinter shield that I installed on the aft of the platform. So I can now file them smooth, sand the finish, and then begin painting. The splinter shield extensions and voice pipes all need to be painted in the color of HMS Hood's superstructure. I'm using XF53 for that. To ensure that I don't get too much paint filling in the gaps around the delicate features of the voice pipe, I decided that I'd rather airbrush the area. Fortunately, there are not a lot of areas in this part of the ship that I need to avoid getting XF53 on. Essentially, it's the upper section of the tripod mast and the windows. So I cover those with masking tape and then paint the area with the airbrush. The last thing that needs to be done in this video is the installation of the handrails that go between the tripod mast legs. This is generic hand railing that I chose because it fits well within this area of the ship. There's nothing particularly special about it. For the lower platform, I need 3 segments of 3-rail hand railing, and for the upper section, I need 2 segments of 2-rung hand railing. Once I've cut out the sections, I tack them in place using extra thick super glue, and then reinforce the bond using extra thin super glue that I apply with the wire. It is a bit tricky to get this lower section in place. It's quite a constrained area, but I manage. The hand railing that goes on the upper air defense platform is a bit easier to install, but that's just a matter of that area of the ship being more open and easier to access. After the super glue has dried, I then paint over it using XF53 to blend it in with the rest of the superstructure. In the next video, I'll continue moving upwards. I think it's time to start working on the installation of the spotting top. If you would like to support this channel or see how the ship looks when it is completed, then please subscribe. Thanks for watching. Cheers.